Good evening from Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm Kristen Welker of NBC News, and I welcome you to the final 2020 presidential debate. No cheers, boos, or other interruptions, except right now, as we welcome to the stage former Vice President Joe Biden and President Donald J. Trump.
Very exciting debate tonight. Just wanted to show a few of the moments that I thought were really interesting. Of course, I think the main point of the debate tonight was President Trump getting the allegations against the Biden family out there about laundering money, about peddling influence, and he talked about Ukraine, he talked about Moscow, he talked about China, he mentioned the Tony Bobulinski, Bobulinski, I haven't learned his name yet, interview. And Biden came back hard and denied hard. So the denial is out there. So let's see how that went.
Joe got $3.5 million from Russia, and it came through Putin because he was very friendly with the former mayor of Moscow, and it was the mayor of Moscow's wife. And you got $3.5 million. Your family got $3.5 million. And you know, someday you're going to have to explain, why did you get 3.5? I never got any money from Russia. I don't get money from Russia. Why is it? Somebody just had a news conference a little while ago who was essentially supposed to work with you and your family, but what he said was damning. And regardless of me, I think you have to clean it up and talk to the American people. Maybe you can do it right now.
I have not taken a penny from any foreign source ever in my life.
Biden tried to shift the focus back to Russia and Russian collusion with Trump, but Trump wasn't really having it. I don't have the clip right here, but he started going, Russia, Russia. Oh, it's going to be Russia, Russia, Russia. Again, kind of sounded like Jan from the Brady Bunch. But here he is not letting Joe put this back onto him.
We learned that this president paid 50 times the tax in China, has a secret bank account with China, does business in China, and in fact is talking about me taking money. I have not taken a single penny from any country whatsoever, ever.
Mueller and 18 angry Democrats and FBI agents all over the place spent $48 million. They went through everything I had, including my tax returns, and they found absolutely no collusion and nothing wrong. 48 million. I guarantee you, if I spent 1 million on you, Joe, I could find plenty wrong, because the kind of things that you've done and the kind of monies that your family has taken. I mean, your brother made money in Iraq, millions of dollars. Your other brother made a fortune, and it's all through you, Joe. And they say you get some of it, and you do live very well. You have houses all over the place. You live very well.
All right.
This isn't about, there's a reason why he's bringing up all this malarkey. There's a reason for it. He doesn't want to talk about the substantive issues. It's not about his family and my family. It's about your family. And your family's hurting badly.
That's a typical political statement. Let's get off this China thing. And then he looks, the family, around the table, everything. Just a typical politician when I see that.
Let's talk about North
North Korea. I'm not a typical
now.
politician.
Okay,
that's why I got elected. Let's get off the subject of China. Let's talk around, sitting around the table.
All right.
Come on, Joe, you can do better.
We're going to talk.
You know his character, you know my character. You know our reputations for honor and telling the truth. I am anxious to have this race. I am anxious to see this take place. The character of the country is on the ballot. Our character is on the ballot. Look at us closely.
Let me ask some follow-up. Please respond, and then we're going to have follow-up questions.
If this stuff is true about Russia, Ukraine, China, other countries, Iraq, if this is true, then he's a corrupt politician.
All right.
So don't give me the stuff about how you're this innocent baby. Joe, they're calling you a corrupt politician.
Nobody's
President Trump, I want to stay on the issue of race. We're talking about the issue.
Laptop from hell.
One of the points Trump made over and over again is that Biden already had 8 years to do all of this, and that he hadn't done it. He was all talk, no walk. So here he is really sticking it to Biden over that.
But why didn't he do it 4 years ago? Why didn't you do that 4 years ago, even less than that? Why didn't you do it? You were vice president. You keep talking about all these things you're going to do, and you're going to do this. But you were there just a short time ago, and you guys did nothing.
We did.
You know, Joe, I ran because of you. I ran because of Barack Obama, because you did a poor job. If I thought you did a good job, I would have never run. I would have never run. I ran because of you. I'm looking at you now. You're a politician. I ran because of you. Why didn't you get it done? You had 8 years to get it done. Now you're saying you're going to get it done because you're all talk and no action, Jim.
We got a
Your
lot of
response.
it done. We released
didn't get
38,000.
anything
We got
done.
38,000 prisoners left from the.
You got nothing done.
38.
The COVID talk went on for a long time, and some of it was interesting. A lot of it was boring. Depending on where you stand on COVID and how important you think it is, there was a lot of ideas here. Frankly, all I know is I don't want to eat at a restaurant with plexiglass around me.
You need to have, if you have a restaurant, you need to have plexiglass dividers so people cannot infect one another.
Putting up plexiglass is unbelievably expensive, and it's not the answer. I mean, you're going to sit there in a cubicle wrapped around with plastic. It just, Joe, it doesn't work.
I didn't say either of those things.
You
I didn't
certainly
say
did.
sugar
You
coercion,
certainly
and
did.
I talked about a xenophobia in a different context. It wasn't about closing the border to Chinese coming to the United States.
All right, I want to talk about both of your different strategies to
He
handling
thought
this.
I shouldn't have closed the border.
Well, let's-
That's obvious.
One of the things that people mostly agree about on both sides is that the debate ran really well tonight, and that's in no small part due to Kristen Welker, who a lot of people had a lot of doubts about going into the debate, but who ended up being fairly tough on both candidates. And President Trump seemed delighted that she was so unbiased. And here's him just kind of letting her know that, yeah, way to go.
And you never asked that question. And by the way, so far, I respect very much the way you're handling this, I have to say.
By the way-
But somebody should ask the question.
A lot of the first part of the debate involved Trump and Biden taking swings at each other over COVID, whether we're going to open schools or keep things closed or masks or this or that or that. And it kind of went back and forth. And frankly, kind of depending on where you stand on COVID is how you felt about that at the end.
President Trump, you've demanded schools open in person and insist they can do it safely. What is your message to parents who worry that sending their children to school will endanger not only their kids, but also their teachers and families?
I want to open the schools. The transmittal rate to the teachers is very small.
We're going to make sure that we open safely. And by the way, all you teachers out there, not that many of you are going to die, so don't worry about it. Come on.
But you haven't ruled out more shutdowns.
Well, no, I'm not shutting down the name, but there are, look, and what we have to do is say, wear these masks, number one.
The cure cannot be worse than the problem itself. And that's what's happening.
There's a lot more in this debate that I want to pull out, but it's getting late and I want to go to bed. So I'll just end with one of my favorite things to always hear Trump say.
I am the least racist person in this room.